are reviewing the collection of alleged mafia boss Joey Merlino. I will refer to him as Don Merlino. Yeah, so we're expecting Mr. Merlino to join us. Hopefully, he's going to join us. He might be, he might be slightly delayed. And of course, we're waiting for some of our panelists to join in to review the collection. Some incredible watches in the the Joey Merlino collection. Unbelievable, but true. Hang on a second. Let me get this pulled up. There we go. Billy Jean. Now, Billy Jeans is, excuse me, that's Baron Billy Jeans. Privet, Baron. Unbelievable, but true. Now, guys, we're actually reviewing the collection of an alleged mobster, but let's keep in mind that generally speaking, the mafia in the U.S. has usually kept the neighborhoods that they are in very safe, right? And why are we discussing this? Well, we know that there is a lot of watch crime. That's right. In London especially, there is, really crazy stuff going on. And, just today, we've learned that allegedly, Archie Luxury, that's right, the infamous influencer Archie Luxury may have purchased a Patek Philippe World Time, fresh out of a London robbery. Now, it even has a chip on the crystal, possibly from a machete attack. That's what they use. They use machete attacks in London. So, guys, I would say this. If you're buying a modern Patek, meaning anything past 2005, it's got to have box and papers. Modern Patek must have box and papers just because that's what Patek collectors expect. It's just like, you're buying a Ferrari, you're buying a nice car. You want to see service records. You want to see a service history. You want to see a clean Carfax. You don't want to buy a Bentley that's got all sorts of weird stuff in the Carfax. It's spent time in Azerbaijan, in Ghana. It was in Canada. These things are suspicious, right? So I can assure you that any neighborhood that Mr. Merlino is in is usually a safe neighborhood, and I'm quite certain that his watches came with box and papers. Now let's get into this. Let's get into the review, and of course, feel free to join in. Let's roll here. Okay, so this is a little bit of a. Here we go. Let me pull this off over here. Okay. By the way, if you guys are watching, make sure you click the join button if you want to join the aristocracy and become barons. Now, here's a couple pictures from the lifestyle. Now, guy has good taste, and I got to say this. I think Joey Merlino really embodies, I would call it the modern mob style. The guy has good taste, as we shall see right now. Nice cars. I'm not a fan of the white, but hey, that's a thing there. I get it. Let's get into it. Now, listen, you can't be the boss without the boss of all watches, right? Which is the Rolex day-date champagne dial. Now, listen, I'm not a fan of the champagne dial, but this is obviously an homage to Tony Soprano. This is the day-date 40. In this picture, we see Joey Merlino wearing the day-date 40. That's the modern Rolex president. Now, here's the thing. This is a tremendous upgrade over the old 36mm day-date, which I happen to have. And I can tell you this. Look, if you're going to pimp slap somebody with the old day-date 36, it's going to pop open. It's got a cheap chimsy clasp. If you have to, smack somebody across the mouth with your left hand, that watch is going to pop open. Not the day-date 40. And the day-date 40 is a much heftier watch. It definitely has some weight. So, when you do have to, smack somebody around, they'll get the message. They're going to get the message. And most importantly, you're not going to suffer the embarrassment of the watch, the clasp popping open. It's really unbelievable. True. Now we got a comment here from one of the super Archie doesn't choose a watch. That's right. Look, Archie bought that Patek World Time, which I'm calling it's really the sex tourist watch, right? It's like the sex traffickers, low budget sex traffickers watch. I mean, nobody needs that whole world time. A dual time, yes. I own 2 dual times. I have a Patek dual time, and on my wrist right now, I have the JLC dual time, which is really the best dual time in my opinion. But yeah, look, Archie's getting like second, third rate shitters, old stuff. And also, you know what? I'll also bring to your attention that his it's interesting that he chose the white gold. Now, obviously, look, I mean, he had to get whatever was offered, fresh from Mayfair, fresh from the watch robbery capital. But perhaps Archie, I'm sensing that he's paying homage to the Colonel with the white gold. Notice the Colonel has a white gold perpetual calendar, 3940. Archie all of a sudden has to get the white gold. Baron Philippe, that's right, Baron Tanzil also went with white gold. And also Archie noticeably picked up a JLC watch in rose gold. Interesting, no? Interesting. Unbelievable, but true. So, again, interesting. So now, what do you punters think of this collection? Leave your nasty and vicious comments below. And look, I'm also going to have some suggestions for Mr. Merlino at the end of the review. I'm going to have some positive suggestions. But again, the yellow gold date 40, Roman numerals. Look, hey, Roman numerals, of course. Come on. Champagne dollar, yeah, it's a homage to a classic. Let's keep going. Yeah, let's keep going. Now, this is an embarrassment. I'm sorry. Don Merlino, mi dispiace, questo orologio è troppo cagare. This is, I don't know, this is a Corum Piaget. I don't know what this is. This is a disgrace. Now, this might be an old picture. I think this is from a while back, and I'm sure that Joey Merlino has obviously it's clear that he has significantly upgraded his the watch game. So this is a dated picture. This is an embarrassment. This picture needs to be scrubbed from the internet for sure. Okay, we're getting better. So here we see now this again, Joey Merlino. Let me give a plug. Let me give a plug to The Skinny with Joey Merlino. That is his YouTube channel, The Skinny with Joey Merlino. He's apparently does a sports betting show, sports betting. I don't know anything about sports betting. Interestingly, Joey was also a jockey, from what I understand. He was a jockey, like a professional jockey. Now I think he's in somewhere in Florida or Boca, somewhere in Miami. I don't know. But now when I lived in the Miami area, I really enjoyed going to that Gulfstream Park, making that $5 bet on those long shot horses. And look, if Joey can perhaps let me in on any fixed races, that I would definitely appreciate it. But here we go. You got the Sky Dweller. I'm not a fan. Now, here's the thing. The Sky Dweller is Rolex's best watch. This is the highest complication. I think it's an amazing watch. I think it's a little bit, I've said this before, it's a little bit disproportionate. It's a little too big. Now, I don't know how big this guy's wrist is. It's hard for me to tell. This is a 42 millimeter watch. I can't really pull this off. Now, again, 42 millimeter. Hopefully, they're going to come out with a more proportional size, maybe 40 millimeter. At 40 millimeter, I would definitely buy it. It's a little disproportionate, but it is a great watch. Now, yeah, it's actually pretty reasonable. 16 grand is what these are going for with a white dial. I would not buy it with a white dial. I don't know why he has it with a white dial, but notice look, this is a guy with taste. He's matching it to the shirt. Look at the shirt. He's got the white shirt. Sort of, it looks like a nice shirt. I don't know what that is. Looks like one of these branded shirts. I don't know, is that like a Louis Vuitton or something? But this definitely is a guy who has those, the hoodies with the logos for sure. Here we go. Let's keep rolling. Here we go. Listen, look at this. Do you see a pattern? He's matching the watch to the outfit. Now we got the V-neck sweater. This looks like a nice sweater. It's definitely cashmere. Loro Piano, I don't know. And he's got the black and yellow gold Sky Dweller on the black Oyster Flex. I call it a strap. But it's. By the way, I'm not a fan of the Oyster Flex. I mean, I like I like the practicality. I just don't like the color. The black somehow I don't know, it just looks kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Welcome to Baron Neo. That's right. Neo is a member of the channel. The audio, he's complaining about the audio quality. Listen, this is a low budget production here. Low budget. We need to get proper we need to get some proper directors here. But yeah. So listen, we got to give this guy an A+ for matching the outfit to the watch. I mean, he takes it seriously. Now, again, I'm not a fan of the black dial Rolexes because, again, to me, the Rolex, to have the big money energy, again, you want to have that big money energy. If you're going to be a real Don, you got to have something which has got some vibration to it, right? Like, look, even this, the champagne dial, it's got that vibration. It reacts to the light. It reacts to the light. When you do have this white dial, it's boring. It's flat. It's flat. This black, also flat. Yeah, again, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this. But look, there's hope. There is hope. There is hope. There is hope for Joey. Now he's got a very basic. I think this is a Datejust 41. It's hard to see with the videos. Again, this is from the Joey Merlino Skinny with Joey Merlino sports betting channel. Basic. Listen, this is kind of I don't know. This is a bit of a letdown, a basic. I guess maybe this is what he wears when he's consorting with peasants. Sometimes you got to wear a watch when you're consorting with peasants. You got to wear, and this is the Datejust 41. Again, I'm not a fan of the black dial. I think you could do a lot better, and I'll have some suggestions. With all due respect, I'll have some suggestions for the Don, alleged Don, I should say, alleged. It's all alleged. And yeah, this is interesting. Now, here's the thing. It's interesting. Look, if you're going to be the Don, you have to, it's a high pressure job. When Gandolfino was playing Tony Soprano on The Sopranos, early, I think in one of the first few shows, in the first couple of episodes, he was wearing shorts. He was wearing shorts, I think, on one of the episodes. And, he got a phone call. He got a phone call one night. This is what he says. He got a phone call. And, the voice on the other line basically threatened him. He said, listen, a Don does not wear shorts. That's right. A Don does not wear shorts. So now listen, who am I to judge, right? Like the Pope says, who am I to judge? But listen, a Don does not wear a basic black dial Rolex. In my opinion, again, in my humble opinion, Don, now we got, you got to have the two-tone at least. Now, listen, I'm going to have some suggestions, but you got to have, if you're going to do the Datejust, you gotta go two-tone. I don't know. Maybe he's being humble. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's trying to be with the people, we don't know. But this watch is a bit of a disappointment. Again, there's room for improvement, but it gets better. Wait, but it gets better. Okay. Finally, we got a heavy hitter. And he's got the Louis Vuitton sweater. He's got the Flex, now listen, I don't think he's got the Supreme backpack. I don't think, but he probably does have a Louis Vuitton backpack for sure. This is, look, this is a heavy hitter. This is the Audemars Piguet, the Royal Oak, the chronograph. Again, the black dial. Now, listen, I get it. These guys like the black and yellow. You got to have that. I get it. But now here's the thing. I'm not a fan of the Audemars Piguet, the Royal Oak chronograph. I've said this before. The Royal Oak chronograph, again, Don Merlino, mi dispiace, but this is for Cafons. The chronograph is for Cafons, solo per Cafone. Not for you, Don Merlino. This is not the watch for you. I'm going to have some suggestions. A man of respect should wear a better watch. I think you should hand this over to one of the captains or something, as a gift. I don't know. Now, here's why I do not like this watch. Because if you're going to go with a chronograph, you got to go best in class, meaning Daytona. the Rolex Daytona is best in class. If again, chronograph, there's only one chronograph, and that's the Daytona. I'm not a chronograph guy. For me, it means nothing. But I would, if I was, Don Merlino, I would go for the Daytona yellow gold, rose gold, black dial. It's fine. Black dial is fine. You know. Yeah. Exactly. Now you know this guy keeps the bat in the trunk of the car. He's got the aluminum bat for sure. Because I remember in my old neighborhood, all the Italians. This is in Brooklyn. They all had the aluminum bat. Now there's some politically incorrect things. We can go to direction, but they all had the aluminum bat in the back of the car, in the trunk. It is a thing. You got to have it with the thing, the red plastic, the cornetta hanging from the the thing there. It's I think they call it the NBG bat. Now, okay, so let's go into my suggestions. Now, missing is the Daytona. I'm sorry again. I apologize. I didn't put the Daytona in here. Here is my suggestions. The Colonel has some suggestions for Don Merlino, how to upgrade. Now, here's my suggestions, and I'll tell you why I am choosing them. There is a philosophy here. There is a philosophy. Number one is, look, you got to have a green dial if to honor the culture. If you're going to be Italian, you got to have a little green. You got to have the green. You got to have the green dial. Also, green is good color. It's the color of money. It is the color of money. It's a positive color. It's high energy. By the way, these are all, I did a video. Check out the video we have on the channel called Big Money Energy. That's right. Watches with big money energy. Now, if you're going to be a Don, you got to wear the watches that have the big money energy. Okay. Now, look, I know on some days you got to consort with peasants. When you got to consort with peasants, you can put on the Datejust 41 steel, the basic steel Datejust 41. Look, again, we know he likes horses. He was a jockey. Sometimes when you hang out with the horses, maybe you want to, like, I don't know, feed the horse or something. I don't know. Yeah, you're with the jockeys. You might wear the stainless steel just so that you don't intimidate them. Now, in terms of the Sky Dweller, Don Merlino, I think, should get rid of those two Sky Dwellers that he has now, which, again, the white is basic. It's the cheapest one. It's the cheapest one. The basic white dial Sky Dweller is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. The green dial, mint green, rose gold. That is, and get rid of the Oyster Flex. That's, I'm sure you can put this on an Oyster Flex, but the Oyster Flex is just not non-elegante. Oyster Flex, not for a man of respect. It's not for a man of respect. It's just my opinion. I'm just a humble, peasant. Now, you got to go with the heavy hitters, big money energy. But we got not a super chat. We got a comment from one of the punters, JM's Loaners. Plugs buddy store. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe they're loaners. No, this is, he owns them. This is, wait, listen, we got if he wants to join, if he wants to join the live stream, Mr. Merlino can tell us, is it true? Are they loaners? Are the heavy hitters loaners, or does he own them? This is controversial here. Green dial, law of attract, grounded, based. Interesting. Green is a good color. Green is positive color. Interesting. Rose gold for clowns. No, I would say no. Well, listen, I know what you're saying. The yellow gold is definitely, it's a real fuck off color. That's right. The yellow gold, look, if these watches, you put them in yellow gold, it makes a statement. Especially, if you're driving a yellow Ferrari, it makes a statement. And again, this guy, he likes the yellow color. You saw the yellow sweater there, I could see a yellow watch. I think you're right. I think you have a point. I'm just, what? Look, this is my opinion. But here's the thing. Joey's got more of a modern style. He's not like the old school mob guys. He's more of a modern guy, and the rose gold is more of the modern look. I mean, he's really more of the modern type of guy. So rose gold is the way to go. And look, I just want the guy to, you know, look properly. Who's Joey? Artie Lang. Come on, Artie Lang. Artie Lang. This is pay respect here. Pay respect. Does Rolex even play? They have Chinese children making the watches. They got the Chinese kids making watches. Now, okay, listen, for the big money energy, you got to have the right watch. There's only 3 watches that fit the profile. That is Rolex Day-Date 40 in gold. And it's got to be rose gold, possibly yellow gold. I'm not a fan. But the Day-Date 40 is the big money energy watch. But you got to have the right dial. Either you go with the green dial, which has got that nice vibration. Possibly you go with the baguettes. I think, Joey might consider the rose gold chocolate dial with the baguette diamonds, those beautiful baguette diamonds. Or, I don't see this guy as a white metal guy. I don't see him as a white gold guy because, he's, the mentality is, hey, if it's going to be gold, it's got to look like gold. So, I don't see him going with white gold. So possibly, he might want to consider changing the dial in his Day-Date 40. He might want to consider changing that to a dial with the Sundust dial with the baguette diamonds. Sundust with baguette diamonds. That would be more appropriate for a man of his position. Okay. The punters are making comments. Okay. Interesting. Artie Lang saying that Rolex is made by Chinese children. I believe this is true. Artie, do you believe that Archie Luxury's new Patek Philippe World Time with the chip? That's right. He's got the chip on the crystal. No box or papers. Allegedly, he's got some paper service thing from Australia. And we know Australia's a third world country. Was that watch stolen? I mean, sources tell me it's very suspicious. The pontiff, as he called himself, should know better. He should know better. Nobody buys a modern Patek without box and papers. Anything past 2005, you got to have box and papers. You're buying in the 1990s. I get it. People back then, a lot of times they didn't keep it. But today, no. This question is not dignified. Artie, you're a disappointment. This is a disappointment. Now, Day-Date yellow gold, gypsy green dial. Oh, is that the one that's kind of like a flat green? I don't like that. Now, okay, what is I do? Hey, fell off a truck. Now, here's the question. If a watch falls off a truck, we're not saying anything. But if a watch fell off a truck, where is it better? Does it fall off the truck in Geneva en route to the Geneva airport? Or is it better if it falls off a truck at JFK? Maybe like fresh off a Lufthansa flight, if you know what I mean? Maybe, the Lufthansa flight comes in, they put the watches on the truck and things fall off. It happens. It's things happen in this world. We don't know these things, but we don't know. Yes. Yeah, Artie, I agree. But here's the thing. My opinion on that watch, if you're going to go with the Patek World Time, which I call the sex, the sex tourist watch? If you're going to go with that watch, it's got to be yellow gold or rose gold. Why? Because it has a vintage vibe. It's got that vintage vibe. The dial is a vintage kind of dial, vintage inspired, and you want to have it on that bracelet. You got to go with a full look, which is the gold bracelet, which is actually a very nice bracelet. Because look, if you're a sex tourist or you're a sex trafficker, like Archie's a sex tourist, as he's admitted in Bangkok, right, or where else he went. You got to have a watch that you can wear in a humid climate. You can't wear a leather strap. You know, when you go into Bangkok and you go into the massage parlor with the showers and, you know, the oil, you know, the whole thing. You got to wear the metal. You got to wear the gold. You got to go with the full gold for the full, you know, for the full sex trafficker look. Yeah, it's an old man's watch. I think it's, to me, you know, I've looked at it. I was kind of interested. But to me, it's not a clean design. It's a very vintagey. It's kind of a faux vintage. You know what I mean? Faux vintage is what I'll call it. It's kind of, I don't like these things that look, either it's vintage or it's modern. And, you know, Patek, I think, is having problems. Look, Patek is having problems. Have you noticed that I do not include Patek in my big money energy watches? That's right. The Patek Philippe Nautilus is not a big money energy watch. It is not. So I was interrupted, but I was saying, look, for the big money energy, there's really only Rolex Day-Date 40, Audemars Piguet, Royal Oak. You got the Royal Oak, you got the Day-Date 40. I mean, that's it. And it's got to be, look, if you're going to go with the Royal Oak, the problem is, you know, you want the modern ones. I don't like the older ones, because here's the thing. For the big money energy, you want a modern watch. You don't want a vintage watch. It's got to be something, you know, made in the last 10 years, which looks clean. It looks shiny. You don't want to wear like a 20-year-old perpetual Royal Oak. I mean, I have what is it? The owl, which is from the 90s. But no, look, if I was going to go for the look, I would go for the Royal Oak. But the problem is they're too big now. They don't make them. They don't make the perpetual calendar in a proper size. They're like 40 millimeter, 42 millimeter. It's just too big. But for Joey Merlino, this is the ideal watch, in my opinion. So again, big money energy, there's only two watches. You got the Day-Date Rolex or Royal Oak perpetual calendar. I like this blue dial. It's a really nice watch. Also the white. They got a white dial, but here's the thing. Their white is a beautiful white. It's sort of like a silvery white. I mean, it looks magnificent. I mean, I think, you know, apparently he's has some white dials, so he might consider that. Now, again, you know, no tourbillon, none of that bullshit. I think, you know, he's a guy that's practical, and the perpetual calendar is a practical complication. It's a useful complication, unlike a tourbillon, which is useless. Or, and again, the Sky Dweller is another option. The Sky Dweller, another heavy hitter. I would say for the big money energy, the Sky Dweller from Rolex, the Day-Date or the Sky Dweller, those were two serious options. Possibly, you know, not the Daytona. The Daytona is a bit of a plebeian watch, because the Daytona is, you know, it's for grease monkeys. It's for, you know, mechanics, you know, race car drivers. It's not for, you know, the nobility, you know. It wasn't meant as a dress watch. You know, it was meant for, like, you know, guys fixing cars, you know, changing the oil, mechanics. The Sky Dweller is, you know, that's, you know, for the nobility, for the aristocrats. So this is what's going on. Let's see. We got a comment here. Not up on a watch YouTube guy. All those guys, Thai boy chasers. Watch YouTube guy. What is? Oh, he's talking about Archie. Yeah, I don't know. Look. Look, again, we were talking about the World Time, Patek World Time, which is, again, that's a watch for, you know, guys, you know, middle-aged sex tourists, you know, kind of like Archie, right? Now, that's his thing, but he got the wrong one. He got the white gold. It's not, if you're gonna go with a vintage-looking watch, you got to go with yellow gold. It's the proper look. You want the kind of that brown, chocolatey dial. Yeah, I got a video up on this. Did I put it up? Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm putting it up. I think. Oh yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. Sorry, guys. It's gonna be going up. Now look, Ari, I do have to say, look, look, the Rolex is kind of, it's. I think if you're going with the gold, with a full gold, it's close. It's very close. It's like a Baron. It's not quite a Duke. Really, you have to go with AP. Now, look, I would say Vacheron also Vacheron, but Vacheron is. I feel Vacheron. The problem with their perpetual calendar, which is beautiful, by the way, Vacheron Overseas Perpetual is a beautiful watch. I think it would be great for Joey, except I don't like their, the month, the leap year thing, the way they handle it. Actually, you know what? To be honest, AP does the same thing, which I don't like. I think some of them have a cleaner version, but it's an issue. It's an issue. What can I tell you? What? What? Now, which one did you have? Did you have a boring one? But again, look, this is a practical watch. It's I'm actually, the one watch I'm considering is the. There's not a lot of watches I'm really interested in right now. The one watch that's kind of on my to-do list is the Day-Date white gold meteorite dial with the baguettes. What do you think of that? Actually, I don't care what you think, but submit your opinion. White gold meteorite. Why? I think it's a unique combination. It's got good energy. You got a meteorite, which is, from space. You got diamonds, which is a rare product from the earth, and you get the white gold, the gold, you get it? That's the whole thing. It's spiritual. Oh, the rose gold chocolate doll with baguettes is amazing. That's an amazing one. The only thing is, I'm not sure how well it will age. I think those watches are going to get a little bit. I think they're going to get a little bit. The chocolate doll with the baguettes, it might look old. It might look old in a couple of years. That's my only concern. I think the rose gold green doll is classic. I think the meteorite is classic, white gold. Yeah, it's more modern. Let's see. Daytona, the Daytona is overrated. I mean, I don't know. Okay, you got a timing thing. I got a Yachtmaster for that. The Sky Dweller is, I think, the best buy in the Rolex catalog. The Sky Dweller, Sky Dweller is an amazing watch. I just can't pull it off because it's too big. It's a 42, and it just it's a little. The case is too heavy, too thick. But if you have a big wrist, that mint green with gold, incredible. Yeah, I would say this. That's right, Baron Mookie. I think Daytona is a great watch for chicks. I mean, really, it's the we did a video. It's like the what do they call it? The boss girl boss babe, lady boss, bad bitches. That's a great look because. Listen, I mean, when you see, first of all, you have a contrast. But again, you can't be like some butch lesbian truck driver because it misses the whole point. You gotta basically have be feminine. You gotta basically have a thin, the more feminine the woman, the better the Daytona looks on her. And you wear it a little bit loose. It's kind of like a bracelet. And you have it in two-tone. You have the steel and gold, and it's very practical. Look, if you're like a MILF, the watch, you can spill things on it, whatever. If your kids are peeing on it, vomiting, whatever, no problem. It gets banged around. It's a very practical watch for kind of that soccer mom, kind of like a higher-end soccer mom. I think it's sexy. It's sort of like, if when a woman wears one piece of men's stuff, it's sexy. For a guy to do it, it's weird. It's weird. Like this guy Harry Styles. All of a sudden, you had all these guys started putting on a woman's Chanel jacket. It's weird. It's just weird. If you want to be a transsexual, you got to go all the way, and you got to have the look. You can't, you can't do it if you look like a truck driver. Daytona. So yeah, it's a good look. And look, if you're, I think, look, if I've seen women wearing that watch. It's a powerful look. It really is a powerful look. Now, Ellen DeGeneres, she can pull it off. I mean, because she was cute, like especially when she was younger, she had that kind of cute look that I think it was like a lipstick lesbian. I think I don't know. Actually, I don't know what her designation is in the kind of hierarchy, whatever. Is she a lipstick lesbian or what kind? But for her, that's a power watch. That's like a, she pulls it off great. She has style. Ellen DeGeneres has amazing taste. Okay, Daytona. Okay, let's go. Let's go through the punters' comments here. By the way, Mookie, I was hoping that Curly would join us. Archie kicked me out of the live stream. That's right. It's unbelievable but true. That's right. The pontiff, the alleged pontiff. We know he's not a pontiff now because he's buying a Patek, with no box papers. Modern. I mean, that's like he's going against the doctrine. Now that's right. Archie kicked me out of the live stream. Was Archie intimidated? That other guy, what's his name? Young Brandow. I go on Young Brandow's live stream, which is boring as shit. I mean, by the way, the guy's a brilliant guy, but he's dull. He's dull by himself. And I go on his live stream. I make things a little more exciting. And he has the audacity to put me on mute. He starts pulling some sort of power move. Like I mean, come on, man. You don't pull the power move on the colonel. You don't mute the colonel when the colonel is trying to help you. Okay, so I am done with young Brando, sadly, because I think the guy has talent. He just needs the proper, he needs proper editing, proper direction, which I thought I would help him with. But hey, what can I do? Steel, platinum, yellow, gold. Artie Lang. Artie Lang is a Daytona guy. It's interesting. Okay. Listen, the Daytona is a classic. Now we have Baron. That's right, Baron. You see that little sign next to his name. That means he's a member of the channel. The little sign. Now we got to get better little logos. How do I make better? I think there's a way to do it. Somebody please explain to me how I make the Barons kind of stand out more so that there's a better logo, because I don't know what this little thing means. But so Baron, bondage and discipline. You're forgiven. Thank you for joining. Craig, shit, I had a Daytona. It was too small. Really? Daytona too small? Listen, Daytona is a perfect size watch. The Daytona, I mean, 36 millimeter or whatever. No, excuse me. What is it? It's a full size watch. I don't know what size it is. It's a full size watch. I agree. To me, that that's a turn on. It's the two-tone Daytona. It's like, and I gotta tell you, it's a little bit intimidating. It's sort of like if you have a cheaper watch. Let's say you're in a business meeting, right? If you're in a business meeting, imagine this: you pull up into a meeting, and on the other side is this chick who's wearing a better watch than you, and she's wearing a men's watch, right? It's not a woman's watch. It's not like she's wearing a $100,000 women's Patek, because okay, whatever. No, she's wearing a men's Patek, which is a men's Rolex, which is better than yours. Now that that is a power move. That is a power move, right? So I highly recommend the Daytona. Codes. Okay, I disagree. I think she could pull it off. I believe. Now we have Baron this. I agree. It is unbelievable but true. In the restaurant, he's got a restaurant. What is he doing? What is he, a busboy or something? What is he? A busboy in a restaurant or something? I don't know. Archie didn't like the machete store. Hey, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, right? If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. But hey, that crystal chip fits the machete. If the crystal chip fits, that's I don't know, very suspicious, very, very suspicious. I mean, a true Patek person sends a watch into service. Okay, let's look at this. Let's analyze. You're a serious, but listen, anybody who's got the world time, it should be. It's a cognoscenti. It's a cognoscenti. You got that. Now, normally you would have a box and papers. You would keep it. You would know better. It's a modern watch. You send it into service. It's got a chip on the crystal. And you're telling me that the service people don't fix that? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that the Patek service center is not going to change the crystal, or the punter who sends it in, the guy's too cheap or he's broke? He probably didn't get it serviced properly. He's probably getting it lubricated, with WD-40. That's how he got it serviced. He's putting it in, he opens it up and sprays a little WD-40 in there. I mean, come on. It's like, you buy a car, and, not to buy cars from certain people because, they never change the oil. You know what I mean? It's, you don't buy a Ferrari which hasn't had any oil changes. It's suspicious, very suspicious. Yeah. That guy's. Listen. It's, I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's a little bit sad because the guy's a talent. He definitely has a talent, but it's sort of like, what can you say? He's doing the tortured artist vibe. The tortured artist vibe. Nobody understands him. I get it. Whatever. I tried to help. I've dealt with guys like that. That's it. Solid gold, Portuguese or IWC. It's the Portuguese for geezers. I like to minister to the peasants. Here's my issue. Now, bondage. Baron Bondage. I did answer your question about Laurent Ferrier and MBNF. I made a video for you because you're a baron. Here's the thing. I have an issue with these. How shall I call them? Off-brand watches. Watches that you have to explain. IWC, I don't know what that is. You got to explain to people what that is. Rolex, they understand. Audemars Piguet, they understand, or they should understand. Patek, they understand. Vacheron, they understand. IWC, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. What is it? Is it an American company? I don't know what that is. It's the story. It's a story. It's one of these stories you got to explain. I don't have time to explain things. These independent brands also, they're kind of like, you got to explain what that is. It's sort of like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. It's sort of like, it's really for the true collector, the real horologist, which is not me. I'm really not. You got to, because here's the thing, for those independent watches, that's kind of like you're taking a real risk. That means, when you're putting up 50 grand for one of these independent watches, I don't know. If you want to resell that in a couple of years, who knows? It might not be worth anything. I mean, not nothing, but you know what I'm saying. It's more difficult. It's for real collect. It's for the true connoisseur, which I am not really. I'm like somewhere in that nebulous land. Baron, this is a good question. Here's the thing. Now, as you know, back in the day, in the Phantoms that we were flying back over the Gulf of Tonkin, in the gun barrel, there is a little camera. There's a camera that's going. This film, right? They didn't have digital. It was film. So, and that basically records, the action in the shooting, right? So, now here's the thing. I shot probably I'm credited. Okay, I got credited with shooting. I think it was 8. But here's the thing. A lot of times the camera ran out of film. And a couple times I ran out of bullets. That's right. We ran out of ammo. What was it? It was 50 cal. It was a 50 cal shooting the MiGs. We were shooting down MiGs. And by the way, I wasn't using missiles. This was like real man stuff. I was shooting down with the 50 cal. And I ran out of ammo. What I had to do? What do you do when you're running out of ammo? And you got the MiGs after you, right? I took out my service pistol, 45, Colt 45. I shot a hole through the canopy. That's right. I shot a hole right through my canopy so I could shoot at the MiG. That's right. And I shot the guy right into his canopy right in the head, right through his canopy, through his helmet, and the MiG went down. That's what happened. That's how I got a couple of times that had to happen. That's what you do. That's why, and I was awarded the Rolex chronograph, the gold chronograph I have. That's for being a real Thunderbird. That's right, the real Thunderbird. We're talking about Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, she's